And welcome back to more Kirby Star Allies. Last time we started our look at these sub-games, and this time we're continuing that with Guest Star Allies Go. So we have tutorial, best time, and new game. Friends take the lead. You can do it even without Kirby. Go for a time attack score and an adventure with only friends. Power parts have fallen throughout the land. Collect them to raise attack, health, and speed. Gain new friends with friend hearts. Up to 4 players can hop in with quick join. Adventure awaits. So we have a lot of locked slots. These are the dream friends. So when you first play this mode, you can only play as the regular friends and not the dream friends. So we are going to go with Gim, Up and Down Dynamo. Each character has their own little title, which is kind of nice. And it's basically the main story again, you might be noticing. So what is special in this mode? Well, we have the heart system as explained before. We have more enemy gauntlets like this, which are kind of cool. Typically these give you friend hearts, not friend hearts, power parts, so they're worth doing. Also, you don't have a choice in the matter. So basically, this is a time attack mode. So we have a speed power up there. And we just kind of have to go along the world. In this case, World 1, Dreamland. And basically get as many power parts as we can because we are timed. If you notice, in the top left we have a timer. So, also the point stars are point hearts now, fun fact. So basically this is akin to the modes in the other games where you play as an alternate character. Except this time you get a choice of any ally in the game, which is pretty neat. Here we actually get our one, and as far as I know, only Dream Rod. So I'm going to go for Raccoon Kind because they have all elements. It's just a bit of a strategy thing, trying to prioritize certain characters like that who have multiple elements to share around. So yeah, it's kind of like Meta Nightmare in past games. There's a mode where you get to play, I think it's called D Tour in Triple Deluxe, where you got to play as D through basically the main story at the time attack. And this is kind of like that also because you're not going to hit every screen, and you're going to skip a lot actually, and the point is just time. So it's sort of a truncated story mode. I mean, you can beat it in like an hour, potentially. Like, not even kidding. If you know what you're doing. I don't. I don't know where all the parts are. I don't know where everything is. But one neat mechanic in this game is, or in this mode is, if you have Dream Friends, the stages will actually change. I don't actually need you, I have Rick. The actual rooms will change depending on what Dream Friend you're using. So if you are using, for example, the one example I know is Outline and Ribbon, you'll actually have several character-specific stages modeled after stages from Kirby 64. I also know Daroach, however it's pronounced, also gets a few rooms specifically based on Squeak Squad, and ironically I can pinpoint those extremely easily, because again, I know Squeak Squad way too well. Like, Squeak Squad is like my favorite, or one of my favorites. So when I was playing through Daroach in my main file, I thought it was actually really cool. It's like, oh my gosh, I know what this is referencing. I get it. The other characters, not so much. And again, it's just because Squeak Squad I've played literally like a dozen times, minimum. So yeah. That's basically the situation. I need to actually play the other Kirby games more. I mean, I have played all of them. I haven't 100% them all though, but I really need to go back and like finish 64 as an example, because I've never actually gone through and done everything in 64. But as far as you know, for the regular characters, you don't get as many like specialty stages in their guest star modes. So yeah, this is 1-3, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're just kind of going through a very shortened version of Dreamland, which is fine. It's kind of light. I feel like it's less thorough than Meta Nightmare, at least in Ultra, like Superstar Ultra? Almost an Ultra Star, Superstar Ultra. I feel like this is a lot more truncated. I feel like Meta Nightmare actually encompassed most of the game. The only part that was really missing was a lot of Great Cave Offensive, which I can't say I mind, because let's be real, who actually really enjoys Great Cave Offensive that much? Not me, for sure. I'm not the biggest fan. That's like my least favorite mode, not because it's bad, just because it's so complicated, and I can never remember it. That's why I can never be a speedrunner. Like, it's actually a legitimate problem I have, where I cannot memorize things strategy-wise. That's why I tend to wing it with Let's Plays, because I literally can't retain information long enough. So this is obviously different. We have a friend train mid-World 1. So again, you do have some unique elements, which are pretty cool. It's not just a repeat of the main story in its entirety. It has some unique parts. Honestly, I can't wait to actually see some of the new characters. Again, this is still being recorded in like mid-November, so I don't have the DLC yet, as you might have noticed in like the various screens. Since this is just a linear segment, I guess this is also a good time to point out that there are little vignettes on the title screen. You might have noticed a few as we were browsing around in the last two parts. One part, I think, actually. How the characters were kind of animating and doing things on the title screen. And they add more of those animations every time there's a new DLC featuring the new characters, so that's neat. So again, this is still very much pre 3.0.0. I'm basically, like, I wasn't expecting it in November, I was expecting it like maybe January, so I was like, yeah, I can do this Let's Play, and I'll just go back to it whenever they add new content. And then they added new content as soon as I actually started doing the project, so I had to kind of backpedal a little bit there. So, we can just kind of blaze through here. You can obviously give the invincibility candy to all the other characters, and I would recommend doing so because that makes them invincible. And more invincible people is always a good thing. So, well, this is looking awfully familiar. This is the forest, where we fight Wispy. Gee, I wonder if we're fighting Wispy again. Of course we are, because, again, story mode. It is fun getting to actually play as the allies in a dedicated mode. This is kind of like Helper the Hero in Superstar Ultra, actually. You can obviously ditch all your friends. Sounds terrible out of context. And reshuffle your party and whatnot. We're gonna jump straight into the boss. No intro cutscene either. It's, again, designed for speed. This is the kind of mode that works perfectly in a handheld setting, and the Switch can do both. So it's obviously a very good fit for this kind of a mode. That was kinda terrible. I don't know if you can friend Wispy in this mode. I don't think you can. The window to actually friend things is extremely tight for some reason in this particular mode. I don't know why, but each stage is actually broken up into like little halves, or in some cases thirds, I think. Obviously, as you can tell, we don't actually have that much left. We have extra Claire and then Castle Deity, so we don't even have that much to really worry about. So we're just gonna kind of finish up part 1. I chose poorly. I actually figured out how this puzzle works, and I can explain it now. These boxes have arrows that tell you which one to actually pick. So that, in that case, we want to go middle. Again, I wish I'd known that sooner. And likewise, here, it's the same thing, except now you need an element. So now we need to go down in order to get the other power-up. I feel like I must have missed one of the health power-ups, because being at like 1 or level 2 for health is actually not good. Being like 1 behind is usually a sign that you missed, or 2 behind is usually a sign that you missed something somewhere. So either we get health here, and then get another health in Castle Deity, which I'm guessing is not likely, or I just missed something. This is also a good time to bring up the fact that I did talk about this earlier, how I consider this game to have a sort of hard 100% and a soft 100%. This is why. If you want the true 100%, yeah, you have to do this with every character. You actually only have to do it 1 time in order to have it count for the percentage. But again, if you are a completionist, to actually complete this game, you would have to do this with every friend. And that is insane, and we're not doing that, because I value my sanity too much. And especially I would not do that on screen. I would just basically show... I'm not even promising to do this, but if I even were to go through, I'd like to showcase a lot of the Dreamfed rooms, but that requires like getting to the end. Like DeRoche's like room is in the last stretch of the level, so you have to play the entire thing. And I don't remember where everything is, so it's kind of just luck, I'm guessing. So yeah, we're not really gonna go out of our way to show everything, just kind of assume things are different for each stream friend, tailored to their specific game. I'm actually gonna go back, because we can get a thing here. I already had Knuckle Joe, what was I doing? Just being bad, clearly. But we can get chucked through here and break a bunch of stuff. Get the... Oh wait, we are caught up. That's our 4th health. You typically at the end get an all. Like it gives you everything. So if you're wondering why I say we have them all, and we only have 4, that's why. Because we technically don't need we basically get 4 regulars, and then the one that gives us everything. So yeah, we're caught up now. So we actually didn't miss anything in the first level, that's a relief. So right up ahead, one more little end gauntlet. Each of these segments is boiled down to like maybe 10 to 20 minutes. Obviously your mileage may vary, depending on how fast you're going and how good you are at the game. I can imagine a speedrunner maybe taking half an hour, if they know, one, where power-ups are and which they need to prioritize, because frankly, I don't think you really need all 5 levels. It's kind of overkill, as you're gonna see. We're going into a fight with, good old King Dedede again, and you're gonna notice it's kind of overkill, having max levels. You can friend Dedede, I swear the window's way smaller. And there he is, King Dedede. I really don't have much else to say, because we already discussed this fight in great detail. It actually goes really fast when you're at level 5, so this will be very short. as you can see, he's barely getting to wave 3. Like, he should be at wave 3 by now, based on how much health he has. He should be destroying the floor, like, immediately. Again, the 2-column room, we're not even seeing, because that went so fast. So again, this is a very picky timing window. That's why I just spam. It's way shorter, I swear. So, we have Hammer now. And our final time for Area 1 is 10:34:67. And you get all your puzzle pieces, as always. I could say it's a piece of cake, if you pardon the pun. But yeah, that is level 1 down, so it actually lets you continue. We're gonna actually go to the title screen, just to show off here. So, when you actually come to the screen, you can now create save data for all Dream Friends. Swap out your friends as you continue your adventure. This is part of the 2.0.0 update, I think. Previously, you could have one continue file. Now you can have continue files for every character, which is great. You can also just start a new game as a result. You don't need to worry about overwriting a continue file, so you can just start it with a different friend if you want. Also, you can see your best times, show off on social media, take pictures of game action with the capture button, share your best moments on social media. We're not gonna do that. But yeah, just to show, it actually keeps track of things individually, even though we haven't even completed everything, we still have level 1 completed. So next time, obviously, we're gonna continue and do level 2. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Kirby Star Allies.